Okay, so it's been 1 year and 2 days since we first met.
Yes.
And March 10th, yet again, you shared a stage with His Holiness the Dalai Lama during his annual speech on Tibetan Uprising Day. What has happened in the past year for Federation for Democratic China?
We are still keeping our campaign against Communist China. We cherish the hope China could change, but for the past year, China still remains as it is. And our campaign, I would say, hasn't achieved. I'm planning to have an international conference to have all world elites, political elites, and Nobel Peace Prize laureates to attend to address the problem in China, to address the undemocratic China. And I strongly believe when China becomes a democratic country, the world will be much better, and the world will be much safer, and the people's 1/4 of the population in China could achieve their freedom, and they could live even happier.
Okay. So the message this year at March 10 speeches had to do with encouraging Chinese to visit Tibetan communities, learn, and meet one-on-one. How do you think this changed from the message last year?
Since last year, more and more Chinese would like to pay their visit to Dharamsala to have their first-hand experience about how Tibetan people live in Dharamsala in India. Last October 2009, I visited Dharamsala again. I met some people who were from mainland China. They just wanted to pay the visit to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. They want to know the real Dalai Lama. And they noticed the real Dalai Lama is totally different to a Dalai Lama described by the Chinese government. So I can see the contact between the Tibetan people and the Chinese people is growing. And His Holiness the Dalai Lama had his third public talk to the Chinese community in Sydney last year.
And you were greatly involved with that, yes?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Very good. There were this past year was China's 60th anniversary, which, considering they use the lunar calendar, it would be similar to a Western centennial. What were your thoughts about the display of power that China showed during their 60th anniversary?
Chinese government tried to demonstrate to the world that the whole political system in China is secure, is stable, and Chinese government received strong support by the Chinese people. But actually, it is not true. It's actually, if you look at the military parade on that day, you can notice this is totally false. And I noticed that these weapons are not used to defend the country, but these weapons are used to crack down any domestic resistance. So actually, China's the social stability is totally maintained by force. So it is not a genuine one. So I believe sooner or later, people in China will realize what kind of a living condition they are in. So I think the Chinese government was just trying to to control the country by force. So.
Last question. Google. and their issues with censorship, and that it was also something that Barack Obama had addressed when he visited Beijing earlier this year. What is your opinion? Censorship in China?
Censorship in China is always the case, and I feel very sad that Google, Cisco, and Microsoft, these entrepreneurs and these businessmen are so obedient to the Chinese government to follow the Chinese way, and Google was forced to say something different before. I welcome that, and I think that will help the Chinese people to know the outside world, and I welcome the U.S. government's strong position, positive position to give endorsement to Google, and I think I noticed for the past year, Obama's administration, administration's contact with China was not very nice, and he was slapped by the Chinese officials, and I think this could be a good lesson to him. And I believe President Obama could realize that since the Copenhagen conference, the whole program was just derailed by Chinese leaders. That was a great lesson to the world, especially to the United States. Compromise and unconditional engagement with communist regime is a wrong policy.
Totally agree. Thank you, Chin.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you in D.C. for the Democratic event.
Thank you.
Good work.